You touch on the issue of civil rights, and something that is directly related to this issue is the structural exclusion to power from some communities. Latinos are probably the community that has been excluded from access to power. There are structural challenges to make it harder for our community to get access to power. And something that is directly related to this is the composition of the staff of the campaigns. What percentage of Latinos do you have in your campaign, especially at the highest level, and how many Latinos do you have in your inner circle for strategic advice?
Well, if you're willing to come back and help, you'll be one of them, but that will, in fact, make it more difficult. First of all, I have 80 significant Latinos endorsers. I have 3 former cabinet members. This cabinet member right here, Hilda Solis and her family, Ken Salazar, and Federico Pena have all endorsed. But the people who just yesterday, I might add, Eric Garcetti endorsed me and is part of the campaign as a co-chair of the campaign. With regard to, I have 5 members of the CHC, Tony Cardenas, Representative Roybal, Lou Carrera, this gentleman right here from Texas. He came all the way from Texas, but thank you very much. Representative Vela and Vicente Gonzalez. My staff, my deputy campaign manager is Anthony Brunell, who is the manager and CEO. He, in fact, is from Texas, and his family is Mexican-American. Cristobal Alex, who is here, you like him a lot, but don't try to get him a raise, okay? You keep telling me how great he is, but he's pretty great. And senior advisor, and Nevada State Senator Kinsella, a senior advisor here in Nevada. Jennifer Mayaca, Jessica is a California State Director, and Jennifer Sosa is our organizational director. And I can assure you one thing. My cabinet, if I'm elected, and my administration will look like America. It will look like America.
Let me have a follow-up on that, Mr. Vice President, because I have done this in the past, and we haven't seen that level of commitment. If you become president, can you commit right here, right now, to have 4 Latinos and Latinas in your cabinet and have senior advisors at the closest level also appointed to the highest level?
I will not commit to any number of anybody, number one. And I think that's an appropriate thing to ask. But I think you will see there will be a significant number of Latinos in my cabinet. And you'll see Latinx women in my cabinet. And number 1. Number 2, I guarantee you, there will be senior advisors who are going to be part of the core staff of the White House who are Latino. There's a simple reason for this. It's a simple proposition. By the way, there'll also be there'll be brown and black leaders in my cabinet, and they will be part of it. They are part of my whole organization. But here's the deal. Look, Latinos make up 25% of every single solitary person in school in America today. The idea that we are not going to have overwhelming representation of Latinos in my cabinet says we're not going to move forward as a country. You are the future. By the way, this isn't a joke. This is the future of the country. We've had massive waves of immigration in the past, with there are large numbers of people from particular parts of the world that have come forward. And now it is Latinos, and a phenomenal increase. And look, it's the reason why we have to invest so much more in what we need to do to bring along the entire population. And by the way, I say this to all white audiences. I say this to the chambers of commerce. I say this to the university, wherever I go, for a simple reason. It's overwhelming the interest of the United States of America that everybody come along. And I mean that. And there's so much we can do. We're in a Title I school right now. Well, you're going to ask me about that stuff later. Anyway, I get a little, but I guarantee you there will be significant representation. And I have one apology to you. I can't speak Spanish. I tried the single largest event in my state is the Hispanic Ball in my state, in the state of Delaware. And unfortunately, I took all the wrong languages. In high school and college, I took 5 years of French. I tried to stand up and speak French, and I did it pretty well, and they still make fun of you, okay? I made a speech at the ball, this is now 12 years ago, and I butchered the Spanish, and you know what? I got a standing ovation. But I was still embarrassed to try it again. But I need to learn a lot. But really and truly, look, it's a matter of, this is America. You are America. There's no distinction here. And there never has been when we've had these massive increases in, we've gone through these periods in our whole career, our whole history. And we run up against every once in a while the xenophobia that no, not in my country, we're not going to do this anymore. It never lasts because finally the American people stand up and say, enough, enough, enough. We are who we are because we are a nation of immigrants. That's why we are who we are. We've been able to pick the best of every culture in the world. It takes courage to decide you're going to get up and leave everything you know and come to a different country. I can hear it now. Someone's in Guadalajara now. I got a great idea. Let's sell everything we have, give it to somebody who's going to, we're going to sell everything we have and give it to somebody who's going to smuggle us across the border to a country that says they don't want us. Won't that be fun? Come on. Think of what it takes to come. It takes resilience. It takes optimism. It takes determination. Only people who didn't have a choice are people who come over and slips on chains to the floor, our African American community. That's the original sin. They're the only ones. But look, when my great-grandfather during the potato famine left Ireland and got on a coffin ship in the Irish Sea, wasn't as sure he's ever going to make it. It took courage. That's why we're who we are. You are the backbone of the future of this country. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact.
Thank you, Vice President. Just to close the issue of underrepresentation of Latinos, it's critical, Mr. Vice President, that we see a high level of representation, and that's our strong recommendation for you and for all the presidential candidates to have at least 4 Latinos and Latinas in the cabinet, and we're hoping that we can
Don't try to tell me a number, okay?
We are hoping.
Well, you're not, there may be more than 4.
I would love to see that, Mr. Vice President.
But I'm serious. I'm serious. Look, don't fall into this role where we decide that we're going to make sure everybody is based upon the actual number. By the way, there's going to one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to see Latinx women on the Supreme Court of the United States. Yeah. And by the way, the only Latinx on the Supreme Court of the United States, when I had a choice to pick who would swear me in as vice president, I picked her to swear me in. So, and you're not going to get a position in administration. You're too much of a wise guy.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. We're hoping to see the amazing number of Latinos and Latinas in your amazing administration.